You'll have to wait here a while. You better park right over there. Those are your instructions.
What's going on?
Hill, you'll see it light up like you never... Any minute now, they're going to test an atomic bomb.
Dad, let's turn back.
Wouldn't get very far. Ought to go off any minute now.
But what about Vivian? She'll be terrified.
It'll be just like fireworks for her. She doesn't know what it means. We'll be the ones who'll be frightened. Well, is it like you thought it would be?
Of course it is, Grandpa, but much, much better.
Well, there's another surprise for you.
A pony. Grandpa, would you let me ride him?
Well, sure, he's yours.
Mr. Vernon,
Yes?
my name is Ashley.
Hello.
I came down to see you last week, but they told me you were in San Francisco.
That's right. What can I do for you, Mr. Ashley?
Well, I work for the Atomic Energy Commission. They're going to build a plant here.
The atomic bomb. Isn't there enough unhappiness in the world without that? Now they want to bring it here. I'm sorry, Alice. I just don't want to be reminded of things like that. Maybe I'll go into town, see what the other fellas have to think about it.
In 3 months, this place will be a boom town. Sure, there'll be problems, but there'll be advantages for every one of us. How much is your place worth right now?
About 4,000.
Well, in 6 months, I'll be able to get you 12 for it. Maybe 15.
If he wants to sell.
I won't be going to sell. It's my home, Harry. It's where I was born and raised. It's where my folks settled when they come out here in covered wagons. And they looked all over before they picked this as the best spot.
Well, maybe it won't help you so much, but things haven't been too good here for 2 or 3 years. Plenty of people in town that could use a little more money. Harry can tell you about that, can't you, Harry?
I'm afraid I can't. You don't run a bank without knowing the problems people have. All of us have. Money-wise, I mean. And money is what the plant's going to bring to this town.
So it's just a question of money.
Oh, there's more to it than that. Now, you fellas got me elected mayor, and I know what this town needs and how much it needs. A new school building, for one thing. And, Doctor, how far is it to the nearest hospital?
26 miles.
And a decent water system wouldn't hurt.
Looks like we got along without him so far.
But is that any reason why our children should have to? That's why I'm glad the plant is coming here. It'll mean the best schools and hospitals and things like that. Sure, I'll hate to see the old town change just like anybody else, but I'm darn sure it'll be worth it.
Seems to me you're all ducking the real point. What's this plant going to make?
Fissionable material, they call it.
No matter what they call it, it all adds up to one thing. The atomic bomb. And that's why this whole idea makes me sick. There won't be any danger around the plant. Everything will be carefully controlled. That's not the point. I was at Hiroshima, Doc. Maybe 8 or 9 days after the bomb was dropped. I saw what was left. So they're going to make the atomic bomb here. While I'm selling my place and leaving town. I don't want any part of it.
I can understand how he feels. After that kind of an experience, naturally, he's afraid of the whole idea of the bomb.
Let us be honest. We're all afraid. We're all terrified, and so are people all over the world.
But the fact of the matter is the bomb is here. Now that it's been invented, we just can't stick our heads in the sand and pretend that it doesn't exist.
And say what you like about it. Having the bomb is pretty good insurance against an attack by an aggressor.
John, you've been very quiet. How do you feel about this?
Well, I was listening. I only heard the news about an hour ago, and I don't like to make up my mind in a hurry.
Have you made it up now?
Yes, I think I have. I agree with a lot you fellas have been talking about. But the bomb's been invented, and there's nothing we can do about that. The point is, do we want it here? Harry says the plant will bring money into the town. Well, that's fine, of course. We can all use a little more money. I know I can. Farrell says it'll give us new schools and a hospital and so on. But where will all this come from? From the atomic bomb. And the atomic bomb, no matter how thin you slice it, is simply a machine for killing people.
Yeah.
My folks came here about the same time yours did, Tim.
That's right.
Maybe today it isn't as big a town as they dreamed it would be. It probably isn't as rich a town. All we did was grow our crops and raise our cattle. But at least we never tried to make any money out of other people's unhappiness.
No.
Some of you are worrying that the town will change. I'm worrying about the people who live in this town. What sort of people we will be after we grow rich on the atomic bomb. With our schools and hospitals that we know one day will have to be paid for with other people's lives.
Yeah.
That's the change I'm worrying about. I don't think it's worth it.
Well, now we've heard most everybody's point of view, and it seems to me mostly against the bomb, so if somebody will just move a motion deploring it, we'll take a vote on it and go home.
What good would that do?
Well, ease our consciences a little, I guess, and make us feel better about the whole business.
Well, that's not the point of this meeting. The point is to keep the plant from coming here.
Well, that's a kind of a tough proposition, isn't it? You just can't argue with something like the Atomic Energy Commission.
Why not? The Atomic Energy Commission is part of the government. The government is elected to work for us. Seems to me it's our duty as citizens to speak out when they do something we disagree with. We're not telling them how to run their business. We're not saying don't make any more bombs. All we're saying is don't bring your plant here. There must be hundreds of places where they could build. If they knew that this whole town was against it, do you think they'd insist on putting it here?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move a resolution.
Go ahead, Harry.
I want to be the one to move it because at first I was all for the plant. But what I've heard has made me change my mind. I move that it is the unanimous wish of this council that the Atomic Energy Commission abandon all plans for building a plant in this township. And we call on our representative in Congress to use every endeavor to see that this is done.
Yeah.